Hello world of the internet, welcome back to the channel, and in this episode we will be covering two different disciplines within game design. So one is the 3D area and the other area is the 3D implementation into a game engine, therefore game design-ish technically. So what we're going to be speaking about today is LOD systems, or level of detail systems. Now, I will have to introduce what a LOD system is and how they are implemented within a game engine in this case. So a level of detail model, or a LOD system, is basically getting your model, your 3D model, and taking it down to its lower resolution of itself. So as you can see here, we have a little panda, we have some grass and whatever this is, like a vine. And it has a LOD system already in place on it. I didn't have to do anything, this just got snapped on straight away, and I will show you how this works. I'll put this aside, and as I zoom out, I'm going to use this here. I'm going to zoom out, and through each one it's going to show me a different level of detail system. Let me just see if I can get this up. Can I? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. So yeah, it goes through different LOD systems, different level of detail systems, and then it goes to cold, which is just killing it off. It's still there, but it's technically not, if you get what I mean. So you're looking at this, be like, I can see some subtle change, but there's nothing much. What am I seeing here? So if I go onto the game view here and click on the asset of the bush, I have the level of detail system in here. So 0 being the highest detail that we can go to. That is max res, max textures, max everything. That you can set it to, that you want to set it to. And then we go up, which is taking away some of the curvature, some of the detail, not too much. Then we're getting rough, then we're getting really rough. And then level of 3 details, where it's just straight and barely anything there. And then we're losing some of the texture faces, some of the renderable faces. Now, this isn't bad. The reason why that's the case is because when you're miles away in a game scene, you don't want to be taking up all of this detail. And this brings me on to the next point of implementation, but optimization. So when this is implemented, the LOD system brings itself together, depending on how many LOD systems you want in place, and it helps optimize your game. So say if you were in a jungle scene in Horizon Zero Dawn, the game I'm currently playing, and you can see for miles and miles and miles vegetation everywhere, trees, plants, mountains, animals, friggin' machines. But you always wonder, how do you get so much into a game, yet you can still play at 60 FPS? Now, LOD systems play a big part in that. When, as we've just seen here, if we go to this LOD system, you can get really close and get all that nice detail. Let me go into the wireframe. Yeah. So we see this wireframe, it's like completely packed with polygons. And when we zoom out, we realize that we're not getting as many polys as we should. This takes it right down to its bare core look. I don't think we can get it up on here, but yeah, that's the basic idea. See, now the LOD system here is just as it is. Oh, we can change it here, good. So yeah, at the LOD 0 we have max polys, and then the further away we get, the more optimized, the more decimated it gets, till it's barely showing anything. Same thing goes to characters here. You can use it for characters, any organic matter, or anything like this. And yeah, let me just try it with the bear. So we have LOD 0 for max quality for your mesh and your texture. We're going to go 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Now you can definitely see there's some instantaneous physical change. The wireframe is struggling to keep with the detail, and we lose a bit of shape, but we can still make out what this character is. The only thing that hasn't changed in this is the textures. This, on my part, is a bad thing, but in this project it's not. It's only, 3 assets, and that's what we're doing. If this was a bigger project, like a fully fledged indie game or fully fledged AAA game, this would be a bad thing. You've seen this in what was it again? Cyberpunk 2077. Now, when I looked at it and I realized that they had a lot of problems with optimizations, frame rates, everything going wrong. Now, I partially, without looking at anything, immediately thought about LOD systems. And it's because you kind of got them in the wrong place. You didn't get them processed on time. Now, I understand they run at a different engine, but this gives you a simplified version of what they probably were going through. Now, also, I'd like to add, besides of the mesh compression, like taking it from this to this, also the textures should, and I definitely exaggerate this, should be taken down. So at a LOD 0, you can have the max texture resolution, probably at a 4096 or a 2048, 1024, however you wish. But at a LOD 4, when you're like facing this far away, you really shouldn't have that. Because even though you're taking away the bulk of the memory by decimating the mesh, you still need to take it down further by reducing the resolution of your textures. This can help your game run sublimely well. There's even a project which I could go on to now and refresh and optimize even further now that I know this. Now, question is, how do we actually make these? And this is what I'm going to show you with a project of a barrel. Now, I understand it's not like a plant, it's not an organic, it's a barrel. But in this channel, I really want to start you guys off with the basics. So that's what we're going to do. So we have this barrel here, rendered in Arnold, and we're going to go over to Maya now. In this scene, we have a plane and just the barrel mesh as it is. Now, I have this heads-up display thing called the Polycount. You can find this in, where is it? Display, heads-up display, and Polycount right here. And it brings this up. So what we're going to do is click on our barrel, and in the outliner, if you have it, you can change the name in here. I will just delete everything in here. Thank you. Yeah. So we can change the name in here, or we can change it in here. So I'm going to change it in the outliner and call it barrel and underscore LOD, all in capitals, 0. And that is our first level of detail system, the highest level of detail, 0. And I am going to duplicate this, hide, oops, sorry. I'm going to hide the 0 level of detail, keep the first, and I want to reduce the number of polygonal components for selected objects. I want to click this, and it's going to ramp the whole model right down. Now, this isn't bad, but it does take away some of that detail which I was actually wanting originally. So, no worries, I am going to actually select this object and reduce it by face selection. That's not bad. And then what we can do is we can still keep that there if we wish. We've lost a bit on the top, lost a bit on the bottom, lost a bit on the side. Not too bad. It's a good level of detail 1. We're going to duplicate this. It instantaneously, as you see on the outliner, creates a level of detail 2. It's expecting us to go further down. Look, this again, this object. Go further down if we can. Ooh, how far did we go down? Hide the level of detail 1. Oh my god. It's not exactly what I was expecting, to be honest. You can do this by hand. it's a good idea to do this by hand sometimes. So as you can see here, I'm taking away the semi-foundations of pretty much everything. I don't want to take it down too much, so I will check it and see how much it's been affected by. So check each LOD system as I go, so that's the highest. That's the one below, and the one below that. Now you can see we're definitely getting some detail, like taking away some detail now. If I duplicate again, so we're at LOD 3, I had LOD 2, and now I really want to break this down a lot. So this is why I'm going to start going real down. The reason why I'm not going through the automatic stage is because I personally myself find it really risky to always do it. So I'm doing this by hand to show you guys that, well, one, it's not good rushing anything, and two, it's nice to do things by hand to make sure you know exactly what you want at the end of your project. And then we can actually take... Yeah, still not bad, not bad. LOD 4. This probably will be the last LOD, because I've only seen a level of detail systems go to tier 4. Then that's it. Then we don't go any further than that. So if I automatically do this, reduce it, it's actually not bad. It hasn't done a bad job at all. I don't want to take it any further down than this. I don't want to risk it. We still have the trims on the side, which is good, so we'll show through there. So this is how we'll leave it. Now we have 4 level of detail systems. And they're all just jam-packed within each other. Now, as I say, level of detail systems will change, not just physically, but they will have a change in UVs. The reason for that is for both and against keeping the same UV. If you keep the same UV, obviously you can have the same textures, but like I mentioned before, if we keep the same texture resolution, it still will cost some memory to your PC or console or whatever you're using. PC Master Race. So yeah, we've got to be. You've kind of got to plan this ahead when designing each one of your models for game engine implementation. So since we finished this, all with the same textures and whatnot, I will then group these together by pressing Control G, or if I want to, I will go to Edit and Group, and just call this Barrel. If I want to do low just for texturing purposes, I still can do that. But in this case, I will just call it Barrel. Delete my history, reset my pivots, freeze the transformations, and then I will then export the selection, the selected barrel, into my practice folder. Coming back to our scene here, and this is how we implement it into Game Engine. So our exported barrel should be done, and we shall get that from our... Oh, let me just get this. We shall get that from our desktop, practice, LOD systems. Should get it from the barrel, yeah? We got this file. And we'll just click and drag this into our game engine. And it should be here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. And we have our LOD system right here. And I think it shows us, yeah, so we can go from, what is it? 3,920 tries to 2,720, 2,000 tries, 1,480, 608 tries. It's a bit big for this LOD system, but it shows an example at least. So as I click and drag this barrel into the scene, we can instantly see that it just comes with its own LOD group, which is great, which is absolutely great. And if we click through the barrel LOD system on here, we can see the change. So we have our barrel texture we just applied now, and we have the textures that I made months ago, which kind of messed up, but I've still got them anyway. Now, when you introduce a LOD system into Unity, you will apply the textures and whatnot, but the only thing that people do not figure out quick enough is that when you change a LOD system, you'll change the mesh alongside its material. So, you kind of got to be careful. Don't want to lose the materials. We'll just apply the material as we go. LOD 3 has one, LOD 4, and then it's cold. Now I'm interested to see how the texture changes. So I'm just going to line this up with the barrel. Yep. Then I'm just going to click on each one of the barrel versions and see how the texture actually changes throughout. There's not much change. I will admit there's not much change, but if we were to take this back into whatever your texturing thing is, Substance, Designer, Painter, Photoshop, Blender, you choose, even ZBrush, as you go down the detail of mesh, you should also see change in textures, but you have to make those textures. You have to make those textures. You go from 2048 down to 1024, 512, to whatever the hell. And this will therefore be if you follow that procedure, of course, you should therefore have a very, very optimized asset by the end of it. So yeah, that's how we can do that. I hope you guys have learned from what I've shown you now. I know I've been very late as of now to present any videos, and I've just uploaded a one based around alphas and brushes on Substance Painter. But I promise you guys, I will try to get back into a habit of getting more videos out there as soon as I finish with my uni work. I do take time, artists do take time. But yeah, I hope that you guys do enjoy, and thank you once again. I have recently hit 100 subscribers. Thank you very much. You're in the community on Facebook, WhatsApp. Oh my god, you guys are amazing. I even had one guy who was complimenting and thanking me so much. He was like, "Can I work for you?" And I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. I can't pay you. So yeah. Thank you very much, everybody, from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, it's been amazing producing these videos, learning myself how to create these objects. It's been a wild ride. It's been great. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm looking forward to exploring and teaching you guys more. Leave a like, subscribe, comment what you would like to see next, but other than that, enjoy. Goodbye.